Welcome back to Night Cheese Book Club. I'm your host, Suzanne, and with me, my co-host, Presley.
Hi.
My sister, my confidant. We are here to bring you the most righteous podcast that you've ever heard. Night Cheese Book Club. We will talk about books, spoiler-free. We pick a theme with that book, and we just follow the tangents of our minds.
And this podcast isn't about Dracula, which is sort of what it sounded like when it started, but...
It's sometimes about Dracula.
You know what, actually,
We've mentioned Dracula.
It's about vampires pretty often.
I would say at least 5% Dracula.
I think about vampires a lot, if we're being honest.
Yeah, Transylvania in general.
Yeah.
So, today's episode is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix with a theme of siblings. So,
yeah, buckle up for this bitch fest.
Whoa. Mine was kind, so if you're gonna make it like that.
Because she does that in front of you guys, but I know what she's really like.
I am an angel always.
You're being a real Paul right now. Alright.
Paul. The alien? Amanda's father-in-law?
I'm gonna have to cut this part out. Paul in the book that we read just now. Paul, her brother.
Mark.
Mark?
Did you write Paul? I'm not cutting any of this out. If you want the real story, go to YouTube.
Is it Paul or Mark?
It's Mark. Who's Paul?
Who is Paul?
Excuse me.
Well, now I really don't know.
Well, you're gonna have to fix your paper.
What do you mean? I didn't write anything.
Alright, besides suffering a stroke, what have you been up to since we last spoke?
No, I'm not talking while you're still laughing because it makes it so hard to edit it.
What have you been up to since we last spoke?
Also, I'm gonna cut all of that out.
Like I told you, people come to YouTube. Plus I put in pictures of my cat.
Fine, ask me again.
Presley, darling, what have you been up to since we last spoke?
Don't you patronize me? Well, our activity was something we did together, but we went to see Haunted Mansion, as you recall.
Oh, what a great movie.
I am flabbergasted at the idea that someone would not enjoy it.
It was so fun. If you hate fun, you won't like it.
Yeah, if you don't like laughing at a silly joke or like nice aesthetics or good costuming, I guess don't go see it. But
gorgeous aesthetics.
I don't understand.
Funny dialogue. Yeah. Danny DeVito. What a funny guy.
He just was born to be an old man.
He's really just grown into his perfect roles.
Yes, and I just don't, because I feel like I heard so many people be like, I didn't like it. I loved it. I'm definitely...
Who said they didn't like it?
Online, everybody was poo-pooing it, and I was like, oh no, they made another one. But then I saw it, and I was like,
no, it was great.
Everyone's wrong.
That is easily going to become something that I watch repeatedly as a comfort to my broken mind.
Yeah, like a funny and a spooky. What's not to like?
What's not to like?
It had a few jump out scaries too, which I thought is great because they were timed good and like...
The storyline was interesting. The characters were good.
Yeah.
What more could you want? You're asking for too much if you don't like this.
I just don't understand what they want then. You know what I mean? Well, you can't please everybody. So.
That's true. That's true.
But if you're listening to this podcast and whatever, I have a feeling you'll like it. So.
Yes. Yes.
What? Well, actually, I guess this goes on to in the theater. There was the lady next to us grappling with picking up her phone.
You could see her phone addiction in full swing, and the phone addiction was winning.
I was a chair away from her, and I could feel it. Like, I could feel her wanting to pick up her phone so badly.
It was really annoying. And I'm not someone who's easily annoyed, or like, even if I'm a little bit annoyed, I'm not bothered by people doing things.
People have to be pretty annoying.
I'm very ready to forgive people's humanity, but... sometimes you're just like, come on.
A phone in a dark theater? No. No, ma'am. That's literally like... obviously it's public, so there are rules, but that's like specifically a theater rule. That's like the number one rule, I'd say. No cell phone.
Just sit quietly. Stop doing things.
Yeah, or like
you paid to watch this movie. Why can't you watch the movie?
just like fall asleep or something if you don't want to watch it, or leave, or go out in the hallway. They don't lock the door.
And it was like opening weekend, I think, so this theater was sold out.
It's a fairly new movie, yeah.
So because it's sold out, somebody would like that seat.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to watch a full movie or you feel like you can't pay attention that long, don't go to the movie theater.
It just was, I could feel it, but then was it her who, someone dropped their
Somebody
phone?
with her dropped her phone. And then, listen, we got a bougie chain of theaters near us and we're a little bit spoiled by them, but they're very reasonably priced, but they have recliners. And during the movie, though this girl dropped her phone and you would think, well, I've already silenced it, I'll just wait. No. She had to loudly put her recliner down and then use another phone to look under the recliner to find the phone that she dropped.
With the flashlight on.
Why? Shocking.
Yeah, I was like,
come on, America. You know what the answer is? Reading more books. And this isn't a judgment. I know it's hard to read a book. When you first start reading, this is a little PSA from me to you. When you first start reading, it can be really hard to overcome your phone addiction, and you're going to see it. It's alive and well. You're reading, and you can even like what you're reading, and you're going to feel this pull to check your phone. Check Instagram, check Facebook. Don't do it.
Google this.
You say, devil, you don't have a hold of me no longer, and you literally kick that thing right into a lake.
Yeah,
Don't do that, because your job needs to call you.
Yeah, don't kick yourself into a lake, but really though, like, say for the next 20 minutes, I'm not going to look at it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get used to. Luckily, I think because we grew up without them, I'm not as used to just having it, and like,
That's
I don't
true.
know. I prefer the TV anyway, because then I don't have social anxiety.
Just a quiet level of noise behind you.
The TV doesn't want to talk to me. So
Yeah.
the TV's not leaving comments on my stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, what have you been up to then?
I got an alarming phone call 2 nights ago from my sister, who is present.
Why?
A snake was outside of her back door, and the way that her back door is, it's kind of like a little enclosure thing.
It's a carport.
It's a carport that then leads to her back door, and there's a lot of snakes where we live. There's woods near our house and stuff, so there's just a lot of animals in general.
They have their space and I have mine.
But there is a lot of snakes. So I'm glad to have become a little bit desensitized to them. But it's this, it's a different thing when you're trying to get in your back door.
Yeah, like I'm not frightened of them necessarily. Like I know they have their space. They're just as scared as I am. But like I don't want to have to jump over a snake to get into my home. I'm not Indiana
just
Jones.
know it's gonna jump up and bite you in the crotch.
Yeah, or it's gonna slither into my butt, and I don't need that.
They're known for that.
Yeah, I don't need
And
that.
then he'll take control of your body.
And you won't notice until weeks later.
Yeah.
When I start eating whole mice. More often, I guess.
More often,
Yeah.
right.
But I feel like it was frightened, and then it got scared and it froze, and then I was
didn't
like,
want to leave.
yeah, and I was like, well, one of us is gonna have to move, and it can't be me. All my stuff's inside. My cats are in there.
Yeah.
So I mean, to ease everyone's excitement, I did get in.
You are still alive right now. This isn't,
Yes.
or is that what the snake would tell us after it slithered into your butthole?
And luckily there's this like large pole thing that I like nudged it and it ran away. So
Nobody was hurt
and
in their interaction.
I ran into the house.
Yeah. Besides that, I started my fall seeds, so gearing up for some broccoli.
How exciting! Well, actually, I love broccoli, so
Fall gardening, I love fall garden crops. I mean, I don't know if you can beat a fresh tomato, but like cauliflower, broccoli, more beans and peas, squash. It's exciting.
I saw a field of corn and I felt confused.
Where were you?
Driving to work.
Oh, yeah, corn's now.
Corn's now. Okay.
Corn's now.
I don't know.
Yeah, corn goes from all summer, from like June to like October-ish.
Good. I love
And you
corn.
can push it in either direction if you ignore the laws of nature.
Oh no, I don't think we should do that, but
We shouldn't do that. Just enjoy corn when it's in season, and you'll like it more.
yes. Well,
Well, what a doozy this book is. This is going to be a long episode.
maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, definitely. You're in for a treat, though, friends.
Yes, there's this episode's jam-packed, much like our other episodes, but this one even more so.
Even more so.
So,
Grady Hendrix.
yeah.
He's so funny. So this book, How to Sell a Haunted House, is from January of this year, 2023, if you're from the future. I love his books. Some more than others, but all of them are good. I enjoy all of them.
Which one's your favorite so far?
I would say that this is a close second to the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which is the first one that I ever read, which really...
Southern Girls Guide to Slaying Vampires.
That's the one.
You said Southern Book Club. Stop thinking Book Club.
Everything's a book club to this guy. So, yeah.
I haven't read that one yet, but I absolutely will. This is actually my first read
He's great.
of his, but I will absolutely be reading more, especially after this. I loved this book. I thought it was so much fun. I thought it was interesting, kept good pace, good characters. I love this book.
Funny dialogue, good settings. It has it all, really.
Yes.
He just comes with such interesting concepts. Also, he's very funny. Did you read the biography that's on his website?
Yes, I did.
It's so funny that he
Witty,
wrote...
aren't we? Yes.
I think he wrote it. I don't think it was a little assistant.
You know, it sounds...
I love
Well,
when
as a
people-
writer, I
yeah, you'd want to write it for
You
yourself.
want to write your own, yeah.
I like that he said that he writes fiction, aka lies.
Yeah, like, it was cute.
But I think that the crowning glory is at the end when he says, Grady Hendrix is very, very beautiful. So if you meet him in person, don't be intimidated by that. He did a signing up at Mahoning Drive-In Theater.
Yeah, I saw the picture of that, and I was like, where was I that I did not see this?
We were away.
Oh.
We were traveling or something because we would have... Mahoning is a really awesome theater.
Yeah, it's up in, like, Pennsylvania. It's a drive-in theater, but you can camp there as well. And I have spent many a night.
It is a campground full of weirdos like us who are just tattooed, strange people who like weird old horror movies and just, they do themed weekends. It's so fun.
Yeah, a lot of cinephiles.
Cinephiles.
And they have, like, a little cafeteria kind of digs. They got
Yeah.
porta potties. They got anything you need there. And the
Don't
great
love porta
outdoors.
potty.
I don't like
But
a porta
it's-
potty. I also like, obviously, because it's drive-in theater, there's no trees. So during the sun, if you're going to go, bring an umbrella.
Or have somewhere to be during the day and don't leave stuff that would melt in your tent because it is so hot there.
Yeah. And, like, there's just no shade. So
Yeah.
plan ahead, but it's literally the most fun. It's
Yeah.
just such a fun place. So
If you're within driving distance, it is worth it to make a trip there for a weekend. It is so fun.
absolutely. But yes, I also his Instagram, it just a lot of dusty, like, novels.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're
That's
into
his
that.
bag.
And when that's somebody's bag, I feel like it is their thing. Like,
Yes.
and there is no end to the amount of dusty novel in the world.
No. You hoard those dead trees.
Mm.
Like the dead tree hoarder you are.
It will become your kindling.
Yikes. Maybe. The world is getting hotter.
Oh. Okay, well, think about placement too. Maybe keep some sort of moat around them.
Right,
But
right.
that's not good for the pages, Suzanne.
Gosh, what are we going to do?
All right.
But wood floats, so if you strap enough of them together, then they can be your boat.
This is
Would
stressing.
books be a boat?
No. They get soggy, like a paper straw.
I guess so.
This is stressing me out. This idea
The
that
end of
we're
the
going to
world.
have to make a boat out of books.
I think there's better options for us.
Yeah,
Are you
we'll-
going
yeah,
to
we'll
read
think
the
about it.
synopsis or should I?
I mean, I can.
Yeah,
I
you
do
it.
know how to read.
Prove it.
When Louise finds out that her parents have died, she dreads going home. She doesn't want to leave her daughter with her ex and fly to Charleston. She doesn't want to deal with her family home, stuffed to the rafters with the remnants of her father's academic career and her mother's lifelong obsession with puppets and dolls. She doesn't want to learn how to live without the two people she knew and loved her best in the world. Most of all, she doesn't want to deal with her brother, Mark, who never left their hometown, gets fired from one job after another, and resents her success. Unfortunately, she'll need his help to get the house ready for sale, but it'll take more than some new paint on the walls and a clearing out of a lifetime of memories to get this place on the market. But some houses don't want to be sold, and Louise and Mark's home has other plans for both of them. Like his novels, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Why did I think Southern Girls? I feel like
Why did I agree to you?
I think it said that on Goodreads now that I'm thinking of it. You know what? I'll be
Somebody
a detective at
get
it.
in
I'll be a
touch with
detective at
Goodreads.
this. Just a gripping new read from the Horror Master. Yes.
Yes.
What's funny is I feel like it's kind of a rather plain summary for such a packed book.
That's very true. It's hard. There's so much detail in his stories in a non-boring way that
Right.
I'd say it's hard to probably summarize.
I like that. But I like that though because I feel
Same.
like that and then when you actually read it you're like, whoa,
Whoa.
didn't see that coming.
Yes, I love that. We talked about that a little bit beforehand, but I love his novels and a lot of novels where you can't just jump right into the horror. Maybe you can, but it takes away from it. Like, you need a little bit of build-up. You need to actually, like, know and or care about the characters or just understand what they're doing for it to be scarier.
Yeah, where you feel safe, like nothing bad's gonna happen and then all of a sudden, oh my god.
His books definitely feel like movies.
Yes,
Where
you know,
it builds up and then you're like very engrossed. I will say he's pulling out good endings too, which is really reassuring. Not everyone can make a stellar Act 3,
Yes, it is. It does tend to be hard.
but GH does.
It just, I don't know. I feel like it was a long enough ending to be a good ending because sometimes they get too long.
That's very true. And siblings. Ooh, too long, right?
What's that mean?
I will not tell her this, but I am so lucky to have a good sibling. I can't imagine having a sibling like in this book where you have to constantly fight your sibling and that it's like actually
No.
difficult to deal with them.
Or if it's even fighting over like money or something. Like I can't imagine someone being, I don't even know, so difficult about something where you're just like, well, I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying that it's, I don't know, it must be horrible because I feel bad for people.
If this is you, it's the other person that's making it difficult.
You're not.
You're an angel.
Yeah. You're an angel with good podcast taste.
Yes.
Don't let anybody ever question you.
Yeah. You give us the name of your disgruntled sibling and we will set them straight for you.
We'll take care of it
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
for a fee. Anyway.
Right.
No,
You just have to sign something.
I felt the same way where I was just like, ugh, like I can't imagine that or like, I don't know what I did find funny was like how they both remember different scenarios from the past.
Yes.
That was quite funny, huh?
And it must just be true. Everyone has their own perspective of things that happen. I can't imagine how hard it would be to then if you've blocked something out of your mind, like having it brought up to you by somebody that you already fight with, but you're like close to, that would be so uncomfortable.
But even their memory of it, it's like I feel like I don't argue with people usually because I don't care for arguing, but like I've had so many times with people who are like, no, this is what happened. And I'm like, I'm not trying to say what I remember is what actually happened, but we're both humans and our memories aren't great. So like, I don't remember what happened and neither do you really. So like, I'm not going to argue about it, but like, your truth is your truth, my truth is my truth. And like, we're just going to have to find a middle ground because like, I'm not going to agree that you're right because I don't know.
That is so true. I think that's one of the reasons that we do get along. Not to brag, it's definitely a lot of therapy where we've both worked on ourselves to the point where conflict resolution is a well-honed skill for both of us.
I would absolutely say that.
But just to have somebody who's emotionally intelligent where you can have these conversations where you both are acknowledging that whatever actually happened doesn't matter because what you feel happened is what you feel happened.
Yeah, and that like your emotions are still valid even if they are like not how that other person, it doesn't mean you don't feel some type of way, which is okay too, and I'm not gonna like be mad at somebody for feeling some type of way, because I essentially feel some type of way.
Yeah, everybody does. And that there needs to be an understanding placed on working through how you feel about something and the goals of your, you know, conflict or whatever. And then being able to put emotion in its place and being able to actually work through a conflict and work through your own emotions for yourself and to find solutions that are viable for both people.
Yes, because there's not always going to be like a definite solution, but there's compromise.
Definitely. And also a huge one, giving somebody the grace to be wrong about stuff or to have emotions that are inconvenient, and just like accepting that somebody's truth is more important than like upholding them to like a I don't know, an unattainable standard.
Yeah, like what you think they should be feeling.
Exactly. Just accepting some like truly unconditional love where you accept someone as they are. You don't have to unconditionally love someone to have beneficial conflict.
No matter how hard they are to love.
I'll drink to that.
Some people... Well, I also was going to say that neither of us are drunk during these fights either.
That's true.
I mean, neither of us are drunk really that often, but I think that helps too. Maybe don't argue when you're drunk.
Don't argue. If somebody is drunk that you want to argue with, wait. That's not the time.
Yeah, wait till they're hungover in the morning when they're sober, but they don't feel good. Then you attack.
Yes, write a pointed letter.
Verbally, yes.
Or just jot down what you wanted to say in the moment and then readdress it when they're not drunk.
And stab it into the door for them to find in the morning.
Mm-hmm. If they're always drunk, get out of there, girl.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
No.
Yeah, that's not for you.
So, anyway, off our little tangent here. I think Pumpkin. I was going to say puppets, and then I went to say Pumpkin is an adorable name for a puppet.
It is adorable and spooky.
It's spooky, but what a cute pumpkin. That would be an adorable name for a dog.
Oh, you really can feel it. You can feel the voice.
Yes. It made me think of that little goblin that lived in the fireplace where we grew up. What was his name? Emo. Yeah.
Terrifying.
To get upstairs. Now, the house we grew up in was a very, very old house, and to get up the stairs, you had to go past the fireplace, and that's where he lived. And he was nice, so...
I don't know. Okay, so it was like the practical magic house, but if everything was very old and full of antiques and not fixed up.
Yeah, like nobody took care of it for a while.
Everyone, all of the neighborhood children thought that it was haunted. Also, we're weird. It's fine.
It looked like we decorated for Halloween, but we didn't.
Yeah, but like in an unironic way. It wasn't like...
Yeah, like that just was the
Halloween stuff. Like, it was just old stuff. And that it was like, yeah, like a big old piano... And like just a lot of like
dusty books,
gargoyles,
and like a
cacti,
an embalmed bat, and
cats everywhere,
some sort of glass ball,
but not stinky cats.
Well, there was enough room that they didn't have to be stinky.
Yeah, and just like old woodwork and stuff. It was very like spooky in a cool way. I really appreciate it now.
No, absolutely.
Stained glass. It was beautiful. That we put up. This wasn't a rich house.
It wasn't attached, yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
It's, the family acquired it at the right time, and we just...
Yeah, but there was like, what, a 2.5 foot, 3 foot tall...
Between the piano and the fireplace, there was like a walkway to get upstairs, and that is where he stood. And at nighttime, you had to turn off the light and then walk through the room and up the stairs, so...
And it had glassy little eyes, and the thing that really upset me the most, and it was just like a scary little goblin man who had like hair and glassy eyes and a hat and shoes and stuff.
And like skinny limbs and then a round belly.
And like, he looked like if Hoggle from the Labyrinth was slender.
Like malnourished, but also drank a lot of beer.
Okay, if you mixed Hoggle from the Labyrinth with Dobby.
Dobby, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And then dressed it like little Lord Fauntleroy. But I would have vivid, like, dreams all the time that I would have to fight it and it would bite me. Like, I would have dreams that we, like, were battling and knocking things over in the living room to the point that I could feel the furniture and stuff. And so I knew that it knew, and it made it terrifying.
Okay. That's good to know. I mean, I wonder where he is now. Who knows? But
who knows?
yeah, this book kind of reminded me of that, where you never really know.
You never really know what's alive and what's plotting your demise.
Oh, well, maybe for you. He and I didn't have beef, so you probably did something. Did you knock him over or something?
You know, that's what Mark and Louise started fighting about.
Look, I'm not.
It's trying to get between us. The snake inside you is
I'm
paired
not
with the
on
little
Emma's side.
goblin. I don't know what happened. The dream started, and I was like, nope, nope, nope. I know what this is.
I have dreams that goblins are biting my fingers, but when I wake up, it's just cats.
It's always cats.
There's
one on each finger at your house.
The only other time that I could think of like a haunted house experience was at our uncle's house. They also had like a big Victorian house. Like I think their house was even older. Like that was an old house.
Yeah.
And they had different like hauntings there, which they had to like bring somebody in to like get rid of it or whatever. I don't know what happened. But one time I was staying over there, and me and my cousin were in bed because she had this like big old bed, and she was asleep, and I was reading it was the Ghostbusters book. It was the one with the shark on the cover. You know what I'm talking about? It was that one. And I was up reading it, and I shifted my legs, and a man was standing in the corner, and I jumped, and I was like, "Wow!" And my cousin kind of woke up, and she was like 2 or 3 years younger than me, and she was like, "What's wrong?" And I didn't want to scare her, so I was like, "Nothing.
Everything's grand.
There's not a man in the corner here to kill us."
Perfectly splendid.
It scared me so bad, and I was like, "Oh my god."
It's scary.
Yeah, but I mean, like, nothing came of it, so.
Have you ever seen a ghost? Listener, write in.
Yeah, comment on our stuff.
Whoever writes us in their ghost story, we will read them.
Yeah.
It's almost fall. It's the time to do that.
It makes us smile. I also was thinking about, like, Annabelle and Chucky. There's just there's something about
dolls.
There's something about a doll that is inherently creepy.
So scary.
Except for, I also was thinking about, those, like, what is it, like Avenue Q or something, those, like, weird puppet shows and stuff, or, like, those weird movies about, like, the murder puppets or something.
Avenue Q is, like, the dirty Sesame Street.
Yeah, like, I'm like, why? I feel like it's either spooky, scary puppets, or they're
uncomfortably sexual.
Yes. Where I'm like, but it's still
That's puppets for you.
You know what? Maybe that's
just puppets.
Yeah, that's the mashup of it that makes it
comfortable.
Yeah, there's something quite about
it. That's why those grounds are ripe for hauntings. We've all been traumatized in one way or another by a puppet or a doll.
Yes. And probably one of the biggest reasons I like this book, and probably why I'm going to check out more books, is just the, like, old Southern, like, women kind of a thing, and, like, I love that.
From Charleston.
That's
Grady
what
Hendrix.
I love that stuff. I think it just, you can picture the setting in your mind so easily. You can picture these characters. I love that. I'm definitely checking out the rest.
Super atmospheric. All right. Well, does that bring us to the game portion? Listen, you're going to want to go to YouTube for this one for many reasons. Not only to get the true scoop.
Mine's gone. Just kidding. Today, we did a little creativity
crafting.
Yeah, crafting. We challenged each other to make puppets of the other. Mm-hmm. So, Suzanne, unveil your puppet.
Wow.
What the? What? Your puppet is ridiculous. I know, we both put him on the wrong hand.
Yeah, we did.
I'm going to put mine here. You can move into the middle more. We sit next to each other. I know, this is a full cast today.
Should he speak into the mic?
Yeah, my voice is amplified. Here, look. I got your crusty lipstick.
She's beautiful.
And your piercing blue eyes that see into my soul. I
actually really like this. And it has arms.
And
cleavage.
Your hair that's cut a different length.
Right. And the 90s pieces.
Your girl's ponytail.
Wow, I actually really like that.
Thanks.
Mine has a movable mouth.
How come mine has an afro?
That's the only black hair I could find for you.
Great. Well,
beautiful.
It's the
Give it a kiss.
the dirtiest old sock.
I didn't want to use a good sock.
I guess it is gray like my
It's one of my
skin.
cleaning socks.
Oh my god. See? Hi. I'm Suzanne.
I smell bad and I'm afraid of snakes and butterflies. That's Presley's puppet talking, not the Suzanne puppet. She is beautiful, frankly.
Yes. Well.
So we are going to ask each other the questions to the puppet version of ourselves. Yes. Who is nosier?
I don't know why I can't watch you on the cell phone looking at your location the whole time. I don't know why it's creepy that I know where you go every night.
I don't think that's creepy
And
at all.
I watch it for fun sometimes, which is
think
even worse.
I think you're justified, actually. So I would say continue with what you're doing.
Fine, but I'm waiting for season 2 of Phil driving home from work. It's
Mhm.
my favorite.
I just know that I'll be able to tell if he's rocketed away by aliens. I'll know what happened.
So yeah, I would say that little Susan's nosier because Presley minds her.
She's justified.
Presley minds her own business.
Because Presley's heartless and doesn't care.
I wouldn't say she's heartless. She's a good sister.
Don't put words in her
You didn't have
mouth.
to say that.
Alright, what's your question?
All right, Suzanne and P-Dog. Who is more sensitive?
That bitch! Pisces ass bitch! Now, I would say, little P-Dog, that while Suze might be taken as more sensitive because she's outwardly more sensitive, I'd say that it is you who are truly more sensitive.
I mean,
Yeah, I am. Wow, I think you just had a breakthrough.
it's good that you know that about yourself.
Is that why they
because
do this in therapy?
I feel like, yeah, I already feel healthier. All right.
I got indigestion.
It's probably the piercing blue eyes of the puppet.
Alright,
Makes people uncomfortable.
Lil Suzekin, who is lazier?
Well, it's not me. I'm not lazy because I'm doing 95 things a day, but I only finish maybe half of one of them because I try to start everything and then I end up in a pile of different things. And then next thing I know, I'm reading a book and then I'm sleepy. And then the next day I get up and I do it all again.
I will say that's actually accurate.
Yeah.
There's a lot on Lil Suze's plate.
Yeah. Well,
But she also
little Susan's plate.
has crippling ADD.
You gotta focus on one thing.
Medication can only take you so far.
I will say making 95 lists about it, though, has been helping. Has it really? No, not really. But aren't they aesthetic?
They are aesthetic.
They are aesthetic. I will give you that, little Suze. They are aesthetic. Okay. Suzanne and P-Dog. Who is better at keeping a secret?
Equal. Equal, I think.
I will say that if you're going to tell us a secret, you're telling us both.
That is so true. True. If you're telling one, you're telling the other.
But
There's very few things.
But it counts as one.
Also, you wouldn't even know. So you're not going to have to feel bad about it. If it's about her, I won't tell her. Unless I need to.
Or you can, and I'm probably not going to be mad.
Yes, let us process things in our own way.
Tell us your secrets.
Alright. Suzekin and Presley. Who has a weird habit?
I would say probably Presley because she likes to hang out and play video games and just watch TV and be a regular person where she can't just sit in a weird corner and...
What about her damn puzzles?
What's weird about a puzzle?
I think it's surprising how many puzzles a grown woman does.
I'm real good at them too.
Actual puzzles with pieces, not
Yeah.
a mind game.
I'd say that's more of a flex. Yeah, you know what? Well, Suze, I would say that too. That's more of a
We're
flex.
gonna count as a flex.
Puzzles are hard. P-Dog and Suzanne, who's more pessimistic, optimistic?
Off the bat, pessimistic Presley.
What?
But they both come to terms with things.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you because I think that Presley's super optimistic, especially when she has so many hardships she faces.
That's the red flag in itself.
She's really trying.
She's not. She goes to Disney World.
She doesn't have money because
She got her teeth fixed and now she thinks she's poor. You live in a whole ass trailer.
Fine.
Little Suze,
Yes, Suzanne.
what's your shoe size?
Oh, I wear a dainty like 7.5, but also I have a weird circus toe.
Don't out my circus toe. Also, they are dainty, beautiful little feet.
But it's weird because my big toe is a lot shorter than the rest of my toes, which is
In ancient Greece, that was a sign of intelligence and beauty.
why I have a circus toe. But
No, it's a whole thing. People look specifically for toes like mine.
and then when we get our toenails shaved, they always take 10 years to do mine. And then they all laugh at me behind my back.
I'm sorry that you have to go through that.
Little Suze, do you think you're making that all up in your head? No, I don't. They all laugh. Trust me.
They do laugh at you, and you have to shoulder that burden.
God, that's really sad. Okay, P-Dog and Suzanne, what's the most rebellious thing you've ever done?
I've been arrested.
Oh my God. You know what? The puppets were a bad idea. This
We're
is
outing a
too
lot of
many
things.
secrets.
This is like therapy.
Oh my God.
You were arrested, but not charged.
Business.
Were you charged?
I was charged.
You were
because
technically
we had to go to
charged.
court, but it wasn't bad.
You can't find it though. It's gone.
We all have one. It wasn't violent. Everyone leave it alone.
It was egg throwing related, and that's what we'll end it at.
I didn't do that.
Oh yeah, you were the getaway driver.
I just was driving. I didn't even get to do anything bad. You know what?
that
Whatever.
they know about.
They didn't, and then I got yelled at. I don't know what happened.
What's your question?
That was the question. What rebellious thing have you done? Maybe,
Right.
Maybe Big Suzanne needs to learn how to read better. I know, and we have a podcast about reading. Isn't that what? I know
What's
she-
funny is getting the main character's name wrong.
Is it though? I mean, it's not funny on here because they're not gonna know.
They'll know.
Nah.
What career goals do you have, Lil Suze?
I don't know. All I know is I'm gonna be rich. I just love money.
It's true. You will be rich, rich, rich.
I like nice things.
Well, you do like nice things. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't?
But listen, to all the cast of characters out there, I'm a very generous benefactor.
Yeah. Well, that's
What old
I mean,
Suze gets, she likes to tip lavishly.
Yeah.
She likes to bring people on trips.
throw the coin around.
Yeah. You gotta spend money to make money, as they say.
Couldn't agree more. So, you two, who is the better decision maker?
Suze, for sure.
I don't know about that.
It's definitely, everyone should always listen to the older sibling.
She just seems kind of controlling. I couldn't agree more, little Suze.
She just knows better and guides me in the right direction.
I hope
That's so true.
I hope you
I'm
get-
so glad you brought that up.
I hope you get something out of this. You crazy.
Mastermind.
Oh.
Presley and Lil Suskin.
Yes,
Who's
Suzanne.
more scared of horror movies?
I would say Presley because she gets really scared, but every time we go to see movies, I'm always jumping like a scared baby. Like, you know when you sneak up on a baby and it's not expecting you and then it jumps? That's what I do.
I will agree, Lil Suze, that you do get startled very easily, but maybe because of the ADD and the Pisces dream world that you live in, it just goes away real quick.
Scares you back to earth for a second.
Yeah, I feel fine. I let it go and I move on. Whereas Presley is terrified for days.
Because I think about it and then I kind of overanalyze it.
Alone in a big old trailer
And the
full
my,
of snakes.
my bedroom's really long, so like at nighttime, the light only lights up one end of it, so I can't see at the other, and it's
The
frightening.
man from the room when you were reading came back.
Great. Great to see you again.
Hello, sir.
Who is, this is for Suzanne and P-Dog, who is a better cook?
I can't cook nothing. I can't make a hot dog. Suzanne is an excellent cook. Suzanne's an excellent... I will agree with you, Suzanne's an excellent cook.
I do think I am good at cooking, but if I use 25 pounds of garlic on everything.
Well, Little Sis, you're right. You measure garlic with your heart, and my heart says to put in 40 cloves of dish. To the point that it's spicy from garlic.
And then if there's any sort of meat, and I just cook it and cook it and cook it until it's dry jerky for everybody.
Yes, because meat is disgusting. It needs to be dehydrated.
Meat's delicious.
That's true. Both things are true. It's a conflict. Presley and Lil Suze. Who has better handwriting?
I would say my handwriting's the best because it's just so neat, and I don't know why Presley's handwriting's so bad and she just can't control her hands better like me because I'm the best at it.
Why can't you control your hands?
Okay. It's legible, is it not?
I won't be controlled.
Yeah, right on.
Oh, no. You just control your hand and make your writing beautiful. No!
I feel like it's giving up.
It is giving up.
Oh. Suzanne and P-Dog. Who is the better driver?
Me! But I would say that no matter what.
Because I am the better driver. I can't help
They
it.
call me the herky-jerky man. And I do a lot of sudden stops and starts. Therefore rendering anyone with a weak stomach nauseous instantly.
I can't help it if
That
I
sounds
get car-
really rude. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
If I get car sick just looking at the car, I know it's nobody's fault but my own.
I think someone is at fault. Little Suze, don't take that onto yourself.
And also,
Like you do everything.
also, I keep hitting stuff with my car, so
That's only happened a handful of times.
I keep hitting stuff.
Only once was it my fault. Except for the fence posts. They come out of nowhere. Oh, and that porch pole that I knocked down. That came out of nowhere. And then I couldn't get it back in because the porch had started sagging.
It was broken forever. Oh.
It happens to people.
So yes, I'll take that title.
It's disputable. We'll get the driving records and let you all know. Presley and Lil Suze, who is pickier when it comes to food?
I guess probably Presley, just because she's not going to eat something if she doesn't like it, which is totally understandable.
I'm picky as shit and I hate I like to hurt feelings.
But if it came down to it, really,
I don't care if you put a lot of time and energy and money into this dish. I hate it.
That is a falsity. I do not.
That sounds really rude.
And I will say that when it comes down to it, really neither of us, because if the food is bad but the person who made it is standing there watching, I will eat a piece of glass. If someone took time to cook, like, I was at a restaurant the other day and the peanut butter pie tasted like Clorox. If that waitress was standing there watching me, I'd be like, delicious.
I love this.
This
Can I
is-
have more?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd say neither.
All right, and our final question of the game.
Who is more sociable?
That bitch. Me. No, me. Me, that bitch. I'm that bitch.
I would say Suzanne is not sociable.
I'll talk to anybody. I love attention. I'll drink and get shrill. I'll jump on the shoulders of a stranger. Take my pants off on stage.
That just doesn't
That
sound like
happens.
fun because I just want to sit inside the house and be boring and not talk to anybody.
You're right, that doesn't sound like fun to get arrested.
Oh, it's... What do you do? Hit me with your car?
I'm gonna hit you with my microphone.
Well, I feel like this is very therapeutic for everybody.
That's Presley's
Will you
nose ring
stop? I'm
for the
gonna-
ASMR crowd.
I know, I got your little nose ring. We'll put pictures of them on the social media.
If you have any questions for
Yeah.
P-Dog or Lil Suskin, we will put up some questions on Instagram
Maybe we'll
box
do...
that you can ask.
Yeah, we'll do a little story time. But for now, have a rest.
Have a rest, old friends.
You've done good.
My hand is hot.
Only the top of my fingers are sweating. Good night, Wilsons.
You know, I don't know what goes into puppeteering, but that must be a whole thing.
I'm gonna choke it when I get home. The puppet, I mean.
I'm gonna I'm gonna put a bar of sock.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna put a bar of soap in yours and then hit you with it in the night.
Great. I feel
And
like
I'm not gonna take your nose ring out first.
it's gonna go in my eye.
Good.
I feel like
You
after
don't
doing
deserve to see.
after doing puppets, you're just in a silly mood. I can see we're puppet drunk.
I can see the high
We're-
of people
yeah.
chasing it.
We're
That does
puppet
make a
drunk.
lot of sense.
Well, we should probably get to the poem because this has been quite long enough. And if you're still with us, bless you.
Bless you. You want to go first? Poetry corner.
I can go first. My poem is actually inspired. It's sort of lyrical, I say, but it's inspired by the LFO song "Summer Girls." You know what I mean? Where they're just saying whatever.
Every other time.
Yes. So, if there was a wager, I would up it. A rogue booby, consensually cup it. But a puppet, I'd be reluctant. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, said Jimmy Buffett.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's really romantic.
Felt it in my soul.
Wow, wow. What cheese would you pair with that?
I said cheese curls just because I feel like if a puppet was going to eat a snack, I feel like a cheese curl would be a
That's so true.
solid puppet
They would
snack.
crunch that
Yeah.
for comedic sake.
It just, yeah, it's a silly treat.
Okay, okay. We'll do a mini magic. Alright, I went again for a limerick. I cannot stop myself. I love a limerick.
No, I bring them on.
2 siblings were Mark and Louise, whose parents died without disease. Was evil behind it? If only they'd find it. Turn from that house, leave the keys.
What? See, no. You can't get
I like
you don't,
limericks.
yeah, you don't get better than a limerick. That's just funny.
Yeah, I paired this with American cheese on Wonder Bread grilled cheese with some like country crock from a big tub. That is what tastes like childhood.
That is, I was about to say childhood.
Yeah.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah. So, we will stop taking up so much of your time. But you love it, though, don't you?
Yes, and on an exit of
On an
being
exit.
of being grateful, this week I said being able to go to the movies just because it's a
It's a
luxury,
privilege.
and and it's nice, and like it really is like something that can break up like just working. It's like a fun activity that can just take your mind off of it. But if you're gonna go to the movies, don't sniffle the whole time. Blow your nose, girl at the movies.
Girl
I'm
at the
talking
movies
to you, blondie.
During Haunted Mansion.
You.
I thought you were an old man, but you were a young blonde woman.
You, yes, surprisingly so. Blow your nose.
Blow your nose.
It
If
was-
you're sick, don't go to the movies.
It was too many times.
Yeah.
So.
What
But other than that, I'm grateful.
What I'm grateful for this week. Thank you for asking, Presley.
Mm-hmm.
I say it often, but I am grateful to have a great sibling. It really does make a lot of difference in life.
It makes it a lot easier, honestly, where you're having that like horrible time, and then that other person's like, it could be way worse, and also it's probably fine.
And it's nice to know someone who is your peer, who literally has known you forever.
Yes.
I had some years without you. They were lovely.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
Your puppet's gonna pay for this.
Just wait till you see what I do to your puppet.
Oh.
That soap is coming for you. Well, everyone, we will catch you next time on Night Cheese Book Club. Thanks as always for watching, listening, subscribing, commenting, liking. We are so appreciative of all of the support, and you guys are awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'd love to hear from you, and we will see you next week. So remember, read cheese
And eat books.
Bye.